There's a very complicated relationship between Black America and Judaism writ large, right?
Mm.
Judaism and the importance of the Exodus, the importance of Moses, the importance of kind of slavery as a master signifier, right?
Hmm.
Then there's an important relationship between the notion of radical oppression and reparation for it, right? So I think there's a way in which Black people kind of innately understand that, and in many ways, I've done work on, I've written on this, right? The kind of coherent relationship between the camp and the plantation as kind of sites of
Hmm.
radical human destruction, right? That has to be understood. Weave in Garveyism in this too, right? The kind of notion of the homeland as reparation. And where Malcolm and I think Du Bois smooth the rough edges of Garveyism over is Garvey didn't think about the fact that there were people already there who you would displace with your project, right? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there are already people living there. You can't just show up and, just, so there's that understanding. So I think the complexity is, and let's leave Zionism from this purpose to the side as kind of a separate kind of political project. The notion
Yeah.
of the horror of what happened in the Shoah and the need for some type of way to kind of render these people safe is innately understandable to uh,
Mm.
Black separatists, right? This is kind of Nation of Islam kind of 101, right? It's like we're going to divide, we're going to figure out a place to go live. You leave us alone, we leave you alone. That's just going to be it,
Yeah.
and we'll protect ourselves in some way by doing that, right? Then where Malcolm becomes important, and this is where the complexity, and this is why, and particularly on college campuses, et cetera, this is part of the conversation, the kind of, because, and Cohen Hughes doesn't had no idea what he was talking about in some sense, right? It was, and to not understand the relationship between South Africa and apartheid, the logic of South African apartheid, Zionism, that close relationship, and the way in which that becomes a kind of hidden master signifier of the actual project here. And it gets hidden in this notion of, therefore, if you are against Zionism and that relationship, you're against the project of what I just described as a necessary
Hmm.
reparation of people who have been harmed in some way. That
That's
as
fascinating. Yeah.
human beings, right? That is where Netanyahu lives in that space, right? He lives in that space of, and this is ADL kind of 101, right? We're gonna change the definition of anti-Zionism to be anti-Semitism, right? And so where that becomes problematic is now you have, this is the Generation Z question. Younger people like, nah, I can discern the difference between the two.